This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, so coming to the Tableu here. So why do you want to learn Tableu? So why Tableu? So maybe you might have heard from your friends, colleagues, or you might be visiting the internet. You might see everywhere the term data science, data analytics, data analyst, data consultant. So nowadays everything roams about the word data. So yes, this data is like money for most of the companies. So if you have data, you have a lot of customers in hand. So to analyze the data and to generate the reports, to find out the insights of your data, to find out the trends of your current data. So what is happening now, what happened in the past, what might happen in the future. So everywhere, so what you need is the data. So that's where Tableu is becoming popular nowadays from last 4 to 5 years. So graph is just going in this direction for Tableu. So why Tableu here? So we have many other tools as well, which are existing in the market from last few years. So why Tableu is gaining popularity? Yeah, we have to discuss that point. So why Tableu? We'll talk about that. And so other than this, so if we learn Tableu, what is the benefit? Yes, the benefit is, so where I can go once I learn Tableu. So you can start your career if you're not already working. So you can start your careers as the data consultants, or you can start in different roles here, data analyst, or the business consultant, or Tableu analyst. So you have got different names for your positions in companies. If you are a fresher, or if you are already if you're working in any companies, you can get into these roles. And if you are already working on different domains, different technologies, so then you have to get into the next levels to this, which will be the senior positions of this. Can be the senior data analyst, or the team lead, or people's management. So you can get into the next levels by learning Tableu. And apart from that, so if you have heard everywhere the term, it is data science nowadays. Yeah, the data science is the next future for next 10 to 15 years, I would say, based on my previous experience. So every company is focusing towards the data. So what do we really do in this data science? So you have a lot of modules in this data science. So you start with analyzing the data, and then you have to know something about statistics, something about database, something about NLUs, natural learning processing, NLUs, NLPs, and then machine learning, and then artificial intelligence. So everywhere you are dealing with the data. So in this data science as well, so you have the beautiful reporting concept as one module. So there we have few tools. So there also Tableu stands in #1 position. So if you want to learn data science, you have to learn a reporting tool. So which is a Tableu, which is in the #1 position. So if you learn Tableu, you can make use of this technology in number of ways, number of positions with number of different companies. Okay, so this is something about where you can go if I learn Tableu. So I would say don't stop with Tableu. So let's go to the next positions of this, which is the data science. All right, but let's come back to Tableu. And why do we need to learn Tableu? So what are the features which makes a Tableu stands in number one? But what is Tableu? I don't know anything about Tableu. So I will have a question here. What is Tableu? All right. So can I have any answers either in the chat window or you can speak up? So we should have the interactive sessions, isn't it?
Yeah, I think Tableau is a data analytical tool.
Data analytical tool. Okay, I'll consider that. Okay, so any other questions before?
Tableau is a reporting tool which we used for to represent the data in a graphical manner, like pictorial representation. So it
Exactly.
will be very easy to like for analysis for business.
Perfect. So yes, that's the right answer. So in simple, I would say Tableau is a BI tool. Okay, what is BI? So BI is nothing but business intelligence tool. So it is a business intelligence tool which is used for reporting and analysis purpose. So we can report, that means we can generate the reports in different formats like the bar charts, the line charts, the area charts, the density charts, and we have so many types of charts. And we can also do some kind of analysis here. So in a simple terminologies, so Tableau is a BI tool which is used for reporting and analysis. All right, so very simple definition. But I want to know, like, what are the other tools also available? So the other tools available was, you might have been hearing about this tool, which is Power BI, and the old tools, ClickView, ClickSense. You have so many tools in that, and so many other tools. We have so many tools. But what makes Tableau to overcome all these tools and stand in position number one? Because of the features of the Tableau. All right, so let's see then what are the features of Tableau which makes it favorable for most of the companies. Features of Tableau. Okay, what are those features where companies are really loving those features? So the point number one, so Tableau is very fast in terms of the reporting, and it has got high performance. Yeah, generally when we are purchasing any mobiles or any electronic gadgets, your laptops or mobiles, what we see is what is a processor, what is the cycle speed, so how fast it is. So we'll check those things. So similarly, so for any tool, so we have to look at the performance point of view. So Tableau has got very high performance here. So why performance should be considered for this tool? Because you will be dealing with the data where you have millions and millions of records of data. Yes, out of all those millions and huge volumes of data, so you have to get your required data, group them, aggregate them, and filter them, and then show the final reports. So these things should be done in a fraction of seconds, not even seconds. So the companies prefer showing them in fraction of seconds. So that's where the performance comes into the picture. And Tableau has got very high performance. But how is that possible? So how is that possible? Means it uses a technology which is in-memory technology. So it uses a technology which is named as in-memory technology. So even, not even Tableu, even ClickView uses in-memory technology, and that's still there. So another tool is also there, but compared to ClickView or the other tools, so the technology which they implemented here is giving the better results compared to the other ones. What is in-memory technology means? Everything will be pushed to the RAM of your computer, and so because everything is in the RAM, so the results will be retrieved very fast. So that's the technology which Tableu is implementing. So other than this, what makes it different is, so Tableu uses a very unique technology here, which is known as WizQL. So this is the process, or we can say this is again the technology which it uses internally. No other tool uses this. So what is this WizQL? So we can divide it into two parts here, Wiz and plus QL. So what is Wiz? So Wiz is nothing but visualization. That means I want to see the report, visualization. And here QL is the query language. So WizQL is nothing but visualization and the query language. But here, so this WizQL is a combination of SQL plus DL. So this is a unique patented technology which no other tool uses. So what is the meaning of this is, so internally this uses SQL and DL. So what is SQL? It's a simple query language. So I have a database here, and this is my Tableu. Let's say this is my Tableu. Now I have so many records in this database. So there should be something which is coming from Tableu. So it should ask database, give me my data. So that data will be retrieved using SQL. And okay, this database sent a response back to Tableu. Okay, these are the number of records. Let's say we have 1,000 and we got here 100 records as the output. And so you got the data. So that means SQL part is done. And the DL is descriptive language. Descriptive language is to show on the screen. So there are two things which should happen here: getting the data and then displaying the data. So everything should be done in fraction of seconds. Yes, we are going to see that. So it is very fast, very quick querying the data from databases or any file systems as well where you have the data. So this is one unique technology which is used by Tableu, which is WizQL, which is the combination of SQL and DL. Now we will get some questions here. Sir, do we need to learn SQL as well? Very common question which we hear from last 67 batches here. All right, so we will have a question. Do we need to learn SQL? Sir, I don't know anything about SQL. So I would say two answers for this. Number one, to understand Tableu, so we do not need to learn SQL. That means if you want to learn the tool Tableu, then we don't need anything from SQL. But if you say, sir, I want to work in Tableu as well, so I want to work with the Tableu, then I would say, yes, we need to know about SQL as well. That means complete SQL, not needed. So we have a few concepts of SQL where you should be aware of what is a database and how do you create a database, how to create a table, how to insert values into the table, how to update the records, how to modify the records, and how to delete them, drop the tables, and writing some small queries. So yes, you have to definitely learn SQL because you are going to play a major role in the data analyst part. So learning SQL is very, very, very advantageous. So if you say, I don't know SQL, sir, then what should I do? All right. So what we tell to everyone is, so when we begin our classes on Tableu, I will share the topics and there are some free videos, and so you don't need to attend any separate classes for that. So just go through the videos which are already available for free, and you can just play with that recordings or the videos. Right, so these are not covered by me, so this is already available in the internet to get some basic idea about SQL. Okay, now let's come back to the fourth point here. Right, so if you ask which one would you prefer, sir, point 1 or point 2, so I would say definitely point number 2. So learn SQL as well because it is always advantage for you. So you can parallelly look at things, and I would say just spending 7 hours is more enough for SQL. It's very simple tools. Okay, let's come back to the features. And what is the next feature which makes Tableu unique? So I would say Tableu can connect to more than, so let's say here, can connect to more than 45 plus data sources. Observe the word here, data sources. So we have to use the technical terms as well when we learn Tableu. Data sources means nothing but the files or the databases where you are storing the data. So data can be stored in a simple notepad, simple XML file, and simple CSV files, comma separated values, and it can be in Excel files, it can be SQL Server, it can be Oracle, it can be any type of databases here. So I'll just put dot dot dot. So that means you can have your data like this in more than 45 different places. And Tableau can connect it to every technology where you are storing the data. So that's one very good advantage of using Tableau. So it's just a click, and so Tableau gets connected to that particular data source. All right, so that's one very, very good point here. And
I have a question.
yes, please go ahead.
Can it connect to like more than one source at the same time and analyze the data?
Yes, we can connect it to more than one data source at the same time. Yes, it is possible.
Okay.
That's a good question. And what is the other point here is, if we are using Tableau, then we can share our output in different formats. So that means we can share our output through browsers. That means through laptops, through mobiles, sorry, through desktops or any other systems. And also we can share our output in mobiles as well. So nowadays everyone are using mobile phones for everything, almost everything. So if I build any report for my company, so my stakeholder will not carry laptops or the systems every time. So they carry their mobile phones. And if I build any report, will they be able to see my report in the mobile? And that should be the realistic data. For example, can I build a sales report day-wise? Definitely, we can build the number of sales we had from different stores, different locations. I want to project it on a report. On a device, yes, it is possible. So that means our data will be up to date, and when you open my report from your mobile phones or tablets or your systems, so it will show you up to date information. So that means we can share our end reports in different ways. So how do we do this? Means with the help of Tableu server. So we need to have a server, isn't it? So we'll see that. So how do we share our final reports when we talk about Tableu server? Okay, now I am talking different terminology. So what is Tableu and what is Tableu server? So I said here Tableu is a BI tool. So BI tool means it is a client application. So that means it is a desktop application. So you can install it on your local PCs. Right, so that is one component. Okay, now we'll get a question. How many components we have? Right, we will see that very shortly. And this is one advantage. I can share my end reports to anyone, anywhere in the browsers, in the mobiles, and they can do modifications there itself. And the next point here is it is a self-serviced BI. Okay, what is the meaning of the self-service BI? So Tableu claims that you don't need to attend even training sessions as well. You can learn on your own. So that means my tool, so that means a Tableu says, so our tool is very simple and you can learn on your own, and most of the features are just drag and drop. This is the only thing which you have to do. So Tableu is very confident that it's a very simple tool, so you can learn yourself. So they claim that the UI is very simple and you can use it and you can learn it on your own. What about the other tools like ClickView, ClickSense, Power BI? You have so many drill down options there. So if you want to get one feature, then you have to click on 2-3 menus and then drill down the drop downs, and then finally you have to select the options what you need. So they made it very simple. So it's only one screen on Tableu and it's all about drag and drop. So that's where many people are interested in learning this, because it is simple, and companies are also very much inclined towards it because of the performance and because of the features we have. So we can connect to more data source and we can share our day-to-day outputs in the servers, and we can see that on the mobile phones as well. So these are some of the features available in Tableu. So there are many of them. So I just listed out the very important ones here. So these are the features of Tableu. Okay, I'll take a pass here and to see if you have any questions here.
Yeah, when they say like it is self-learning, what does that exactly mean? That means even for developers, or it's for like some kind of clients?
No, it's for developers only. So what Tableau says is when it says self-serviced means the simple reason, the how to understand that is you can learn on your own. So anyone who wants to develop the reports, you can just look at the documentation and then start building your reports on your own. So that's what the theme is.
Okay.
Okay.
What is the difference between the Power BI tool and Tableau tool? Because nowadays all are going for Power BI rather than Tableau. May I know the difference? Like, what is the difference between the Tableau and Power BI?
Okay, so that's a very good question. So what is the difference between the Power BI and Tableau? So which one came first in the market? is Tableu. So Tableu is in the market from 2008. That means the first successful version. So it is released in 2008. But before that, so they were making a lot of R&D from 2003 onwards. But so you should be able to hear now. So can anyone confirm? Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Okay,
we can hear you.
thank you. I just lost power, so connected through the mobile network. Fine, so we had a question here. So what is the difference between the Power BI and the Tableau? So this was started in 2008 and this is in 14. And which one is most widely used? So the most widely used tool is Tableau again. And slowly, this is a tool which is picking up in the market. All right, because why is the reason? So there is only one reason why Power BI is slowly picking up in the market, because it is a tool from Microsoft. Why? What happens if the tool is from Microsoft? Why does the popularity increase? The reason is, so they are going to give the clients for free. So they say if you purchase some licenses from me, so you will get a very powerful tool, which is Power BI, for free. So many people started using Power BI as well. So we have to admit that. And yes, so compared to Tableau versus Power BI, so this is already established in the market, and Power BI is trying to establish in the market. So that's where we see the number of openings, or the usage of this is getting increased day by day. But coming to this tool, it is already proven tool in the market. So if you don't want to take any risk, so companies will prefer Tableau. And so if you are all using Microsoft products, so most of the companies try to use Power BI. But if you have to do a good analysis, then you can always choose Tableau. Why? Because the ease of using Tableau is very simple tool compared to Power BI. So you have a lot of options in Power BI where you have to select that, select this, but it's all simplified in Tableau. So that's another reason why there's still demand for Tableau. And Tableau will be getting integrated with the AI very soon in the coming versions. So that means the Tableau will be integrated with the artificial intelligence. So the reports, the reports what we are getting from Tableau says that we are integrating with AI. So which is a very, very good feature if we get that from Tableau. All right. And so rest of the things are very similar between these two tools. But remember, this is established one, and this is slowly gaining the popularity. The usage, it is very easy and it is little tricky one, but still. So when we say Microsoft product, they are trying to improve it version by version, and they are keeping many updates as well and trying to improve this product. But if you compare these two tools, this again stands in #1 position. Okay, some updates. And the license-wise, Tableau is little costly. And because it is a Microsoft one, it is little cheaper. Right? So we have to also talk about the plus and minus. So it is little costly compared to license, but Power BI, it is little cheap here. Right? So yes, so it is a competitor to Tableau nowadays. So, but Tableau is getting to the next versions of integrating to AI. So again, it's trying to move to the next position. Okay. All right. And now we know something about Tableau. So what is Tableau? What are the features of Tableau? And yeah, I should say one more point here. So if you want to learn Power BI, you need to be very good in SQL. Otherwise, you really cannot work with Power BI. So that's one advantage and disadvantage. So that's a mandatory. You have to be thorough in SQL. But this one says, no need, I'll take care of it. All right. Now, what do we have in Tableau? What are the different components we have in Tableau? All right, so what is that we have? So #1, we have the very, very useful component, which is Tableau Desktop. The name itself is a Tableau Desktop, and this is an application which we have to install on your local machines. And this is where most of the Tableau developers will be working on. So this is a tool, and I would say like 95 to 98% of Tableau developers, or the one who learns Tableau, will be working on this. So what do we do in this here? So we do all kinds of development activities, and we will prepare or generate a good number of reports, and we have to finally share them to server. So that means we have to publish them to server. Right? So this is one component which we have to install, and the second component we have is Tableau server. And have some very few people will get an opportunity to work on Tableau server, but as a Tableau developer, you have to know what is Tableau server, what happens in Tableau server. So once you develop any reports, how do you send it to the next levels? So what happens after you send it? And who controls it? So what is done in Tableau server? All admin activities are done in Tableau server. So we are going to see this as well as this. So most of the components, we will see them in the class. And okay, let's talk about the duration at the end once we have these components. The other component which is provided by Tableu is Tableau Reader, and I'll just list it out. And then Tableau Public, and you have another component, Tableau Mobile, So you can install this Tableu mobile in your mobile phones. That is also possible. And you have another component here, Tableu Online. Okay, what is that difference here? We will take a look. And you also have the other components here, which is Tableu Visible. So this is another component here. And you also have another component from Tableu, which is Prep. But this is not very successful. So they have released it, but I don't think this has a very good success in the market, because you can do everything in desktop itself. So they removed, or they just moved some features to a different tool, which is a Tableu Prep. But it's not very used by most of the companies because they have their own other technologies of using ETL tools. We'll see what is this. So what is the server? So server is used for the admin activities. So we'll see Tableu server as well. We will have a dedicated Tableu server, dedicated database server, and you can connect it from your local machines as well. So wherever you are. So we made this server as public. So I'll give you the access. And reader is one component which is used just to view the data. So that means you just have the read-only permissions on the data. All right. So if you remember, have you ever used PDF files? Yes. What is the difference between Word and PDF? So Word is where you can edit it, and you want someone who should not edit your Word document. So then we will convert it into the PDF files. And how to open those PDF files? Through the readers, Acrobat readers or Adobe readers. So where you can only read the data. So this is one application which is developed by Tableu and which is only used to view the data, view the reports, and you cannot really do anything else. So which one came first? After desktop, this was introduced. But once the server is in the picture, then we are not really using this Tableu reader. But we will still see that. So what is that? How do we make use of that? And this is also the application here. Tableu public. Once I develop my reports, I want to share with the entire public. Okay, can you do that? Yes, you can do that. You have a URL which is given by Tableu, and we can share our reports to entire public. Right? We can share our reports to entire public. It is for free. No need to do anything else. It is a browser-based application. So even we can share our reports to public. That means that there is no security here, isn't it? So company, if you're developing for any reports related to company, then if you say I will push it to public, then that will be your last working day. So public doesn't have any security. And what is mobile? Yes, this is another application where we can view the reports in our mobile phones. And this is another application where you can view the reports on tabs. Yes, people are using tabs nowadays, but it is only limited to iOS tabs. So this doesn't work on Android tabs, but in mobiles, so we can see that in Android as well as the Apple related ones. So iPad, iPod, whatever is that. So iOS, right? And what is Tableu Online? So again, nowadays everyone are hearing the word cloud, isn't it? So cloud releases, cloud deployments. So we are hearing most of the times, cloud, cloud, cloud. What is that cloud? So this is nothing but the service which is provided by Tableu. So remember, in the olden days, we went to internet centers. We used to pay 30 rupees or 50 rupees per 1 hour. And then after 1 hour, we are thrown out. So what we are doing there, we are paying money and taking the advantage of the systems, the power, the internet, use it for 1 hour and then come back. So similarly, if you have a small company where you want to use Tableu, so if you want to set up your infrastructure, the machines, the labor, the power, the rent, so it costs you more. So what Tableu says is, in that case, you can just make use of our services. So what Tableu does is, let's say I want 10 machines where I need to work on Tableu desktop. Then Tableu says, okay, we will set up the environment for you. So you can connect it from your home anywhere, and the 10 machines will be available for you 24/7 with security as well. So I don't need to install any databases now. I don't need to take care of the rents, the machines, the infrastructure, everything is gone. So people are mostly inclined towards the Tableu Online. So 80% of the companies are now preferring to use cloud services because employees can work from anywhere, no infrastructure, no databases provided. Everything is provided by Tableu itself. So you just have to use the URL, and so they will provide you your company url.tableu.com, and when you access this, you have all machines, so everyone can connect to their machines and you can actually work in the cloud itself. All right, so the license here is also very less here. So if you want to install Tableu desktop, yes, you can install it, but you have to pay license for that. So let's say, for example, license is 100 rupees. If you want to install on your local machine, the cost of cloud will only be 20 rupees. Right, so there's a lot of difference between the licensing here. Now we will get a question: is Tableu desktop free or a licensed version? All right, which is free, which is licensed one? Let's take a look. This is a licensed one. So, but initially it offers a 14 days trial period, 14 days trial period, and after that you have to purchase a license. Now another question, so what do we do now? After 14 days, should we buy? No, so I'll tell you, there are two alternatives for this, and we can definitely use them, and we can use it for more than 14 days. So I'll tell you in the next coming sessions, once the license is expired, so I'll tell you what to do. The second one is also the licensed version, so it is not free as well. And this one, it is a free application, and public is also free, and mobile, so this is also free, you don't need to pay anything else. And here, this is a licensed one because that is where you have to purchase. And this is an application, so you can just use it to download, and it is for free. So that means Tableu desktop is a licensed version. It is not for free. So compared to Power BI, the Tableu license is little high, but they are slowly reducing the cost year by year with so many additional features which they are providing. And what is prep here? This we did not discuss. So prep is nothing but the data preparation tool. Remember, every time we don't get the data in very clean format. So don't ever assume that. we will get data in a very clean format. That never happens. You will get a raw data most of the times, so where you have to clean up the data and you have to organize the data and you have to pull the required information from the huge volumes of data. So those things can be done with this tool. But before this tool, you already have so many established tools in the market, which is known as ETL tools. So ETL stands for extract, transform, and then load. So I can extract the data, what I need. I want to do some conversions, I can do it. And I want to load the data. That means save the data. Yes, you can do that. So there are already some very good tools in the market. And so I'll just list out a couple of them. You have so many tools in the market. So companies, they have their own tools which they use to pull the data from the data sources. So this is available, but it did not become that popular because whatever you can do it here, you can actually do it here itself, but to some extent, but not for all maximum extent. But if it is a very huge data, then definitely company will have a separate team for this. And this team will prepare data for you and they will place the data in the database. And you have to connect it now to this data source. All right. Okay, so these are different components available here for us. And so we will be spending most of our time, let's say 85% of our time on this, because this is where many people will be working on day-to-day activities. And we will spend 10 to 15% of our time in setting up the server from the scratch and understanding each part of it. And we will also see them, but this doesn't take much time here. So we can see them in one class here. So it's very simple ones, and we don't have much to discuss this as well. Okay. And so how long does this Tableu course is about? So I would say I would be taking 2.5 months. This is for sure. So I would take here 2.5 months here, the duration with daily 1 hour a day. So exactly 1 hour, maybe it changes to 1 hour 10 minutes or 15 minutes a day. And our classes runs from Monday to Saturday. And the first few Saturdays, I would not take it, maybe 1 or 2 Saturdays. But after that, it will be it will be the everyday session. And the duration is 2.5 months. And in this 2.5 months, so we have to cover the concepts of Tableu along with the interview questions, because we have got huge user base. Like you can imagine 67 batch people are there, like who are already working, who are attending interviews, and who are getting into the jobs. So we are getting interview questions from them as well. So we are collecting all those interview questions and we are making them as part of our course. Because when you attend the interview, so what we expect here is 85 to 90% of the questions should be what we discuss here. So what we discuss in the 2.5 months session. So this is what we want. And for that reason, so this is a little long. We can also do it in 1 month, but it doesn't really work out because we have to go in depth of each concept with the 3 words: why, how, when, and what is that feature. So we have to understand that in detail. So I'm taking more time here, so 2.5 months. And so we have to collect even this, cover these interview questions. And apart from interview questions, so we will be also focusing on the certification point of view. So what we say to everyone is just attending the course is not sufficient. So you have to definitely go for Tableu certifications because so if you have like 100 people, so people will be preferred who has the certification because you are little specialized in that. So if you are done with this 2.5 months duration course, you should be able to crack the certification by yourself. And see how difficult is the certification. It is a 1-hour test and the pass percent is 70. So 70% is the pass percent. So you have to answer 20, sorry, you will get here 30 questions. And out of this, so you have to answer at least 21 to 23 questions correctly. And each question, it varies the marks as well. If it is a practical question, so then it will have more marks. If it is a objective type, it will be having less marks for that. So on an average, you have to cross 70%, right? But so people are clearing the certifications by themselves very easily. So after the completion of this course, all right. So that is one thing where we will also be focusing on certification point of view. Okay, and so I see a question. Yes, so what about the difficulties we face in the projects? So those questions are also made part of the sessions. So that means whatever difficulties we face when doing the day-to-day activities, so we are getting those questions and we are including them in the regular day-to-day generation of the reports. All right. So interview on day one, we will be doing the interview question or interview point of view.
Do we have to pay for the certification?
Yeah, you have to go for this, and it is of 3 levels. So certifications comes with 3 levels, and the level 1, it is like $100, the cost of the certification. And but now so Tableu is offering so 50% discount, so it is $50, and I don't know till which date they will keep this discount, but actual price is $100. So you have to pay for that, and you have to book a slot, and you have to take the exam. The exam will be of practical questions. You will get the data. You have to solve there and there itself with 1 hour duration. So duration is fixed. It is 1 hour only. You have to solve 30 questions. Yes, you have to pay for this separately because it is not part of the course. And level 2, it is like $250. Level 1 is for lifetime free. The validity is lifetime, but this is only valid for 3 years. And there is another one which is level 3, and this costs you around $600. Understand, $600, and even this will be valid for a few years only. We have to check that. So did they increase, decrease the validity? So these 3 levels are for Tableu desktop. So prefer doing this option. So I would say mandatorily complete this because you stand a fair amount of chances getting the interview and getting selected in the interviews. And you have also the certifications for Tableu server as well, but I would say this is not needed for you unless you are from the network background who is a system admin. So then this is a much needed for you. So go to Tableu server certification if you want to start your career on this, or just migrate your career on Tableu server. Okay, so this is something about the certification point of view. And so what are the other things here? Okay, so what are the batch timings? The batch timings would be from morning 8:30 to 9:30/9:40 maximum, because I have to do my office work after this. I have to get back to the office. So this will be the timings. It is morning. This is a morning. So I don't think it is evening. So this is a morning batch timings. And from when this batch is going to begin. So mostly we will start by the next Wednesday. So we are going to start this batch by next Wednesday, 8:30 a.m. And what do I need from you? So who want to attend, who want to continue? What do I need from you? So only a few things here which I need. Number one, you should have your own laptops. So I'll tell you what is the configurations needed for this. And if it is less, we just have to upgrade, but most of them will be sufficient. We will discuss about this, what configurations are needed. And the second, what I need from everyone, so who want to take this course, I need at least 1 to 2 hours a day, 2 hours a day practicing things. Because if you don't do this, even after completing the course, you will end up same place again, learning a different technology. But if you do this every day, and so we have many people so who are cracking the interviews in the first attempt, and maybe few are there so who are getting jobs in the fourth, fifth attempts, and they got very good packages. Like the recent ones where we heard is so one person got 9 lakhs and another one got 11 lakhs. He don't have a prayer experience, and he kept like the fake experience, but he tried to manage. This is the highest package. And there are a couple of people as well who got selected in every bank. So that's a very, very good news for us. So he attended like 6 banks interviews, and he got selected in all banks as a data analyst in Mumbai. So he recently finished out from our training institute. All right, but we should not say all this because you have to experience all this by yourself. But they kept these 2 things, so that I saw them practicing a lot different things in the institute, spending good amount of time, and they saw the result. If you cannot do this, so I would say don't take the course, because without this, just learning doesn't help you. So you have to practice them a lot. All right, so our sessions will be interactive. So after a small topic, so I'll give you some time to share your questions. If you're not clear, so we will explain it one more time, but the sessions will be interactive. If you don't ask questions, I will ask questions. Okay, so that's it from me for today. And if you want to talk about anything, we are open now.
Yeah,
Hello,
I
good
have a
morning, sir.
question.
Okay, so one at a time. Can I know your name, please?
Yes, sir. My name is Mohammad Naveed Sharif, sir. Actually, I am from BTech mechanical background. So can I do it, sir, this course?
When did you finish your graduation?
2014, sir.
2014. Okay, so I should
Yes.
not say in the class, but you have to keep some experience, isn't it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
If I as a fresher, nobody will take you 100%.
Yes,
So I would
yes, sir.
say at least 3.5 years of experience, and definitely you can try this And this user, which I spoke just before, so he was also from 2014 or 15 passed out, and he kept some experience, and it's where he got the job. So don't keep more than this, 3.5, less than 4.
Okay, sir.
Okay, but you would need a good amount of practice. And I'll tell you what all you have to learn if you are claiming this experience other than Tableu. You have to focus even on that as well.
Okay, sir.
Okay. All right, so other one was also asking a question, so please go ahead.
Yeah, hi, this is Praveen. So my background is manual testing. So I'm working as a software tester.
Okay.
So what will be the scope of my career if I learn this tool?
So I need to ask a couple of questions for you. How much experience do you hold in this?
5 years.
5 years, okay. And what is your background?
MCA.
Okay, that's good. So 1 point here. And so here you can definitely convert your existing profile from software testing. And so which domain are you working for?
I'm into insurance domain.
Insurance. So are you working for UHG?
No, not US.
Okay, okay. Okay, so this will suit for you in a couple of ways. So if you are in this profile, then you have to convert your profile that last 2 years out of 5 years. So last 2 years, I have been working on the reporting, and you have to put like this. And you have to also have the very good knowledge on SQL as well, SQL or any.
Yeah, I have bit knowledge on SQL. I'm not able to hear you.
Job posting. So you have to say that I have been moved to a different technology through IJPs. And so from last 2 years, I'm into reporting side, and this is what I'm doing. But I'll tell you one more point. So there's no scope for the software testing in the next 3 to 4 years. So there's no scope for this testing. Testing is so it's already in saturation unless you are into automation like Selenium and say other tools which we have. So you have to do these things. You have to learn SQL very well. So I would say you have to learn very well because we claim 5 years. So you need to be good in SQL. I would say 7 out of 10. And you need to learn Tableu as well. So definitely there is a possibility to shift your career.
Okay. You said ClickView, there are new reporting tools, right? So comparing with Tableu, which one is the best one to go with?
I would say Tableu is good, not because I teach Tableu. We were also using ClickView, ClickSense, but most of the projects are getting migrated from ClickView nowadays. So they are migrating from ClickView to Tableu or to Power BI because that's a little old tool, and so migrations are going on nowadays. So be with the latest tools, either with the Tableu or you can also try Power BI. But for Power BI, you need to be very good in SQL. So that's the options I can tell you.
Okay. Yeah, I have SQL knowledge.
Very good, very good. But I would say this is a little old tool. So try something new, either Tableau or Power BI, or you can also try this, which is a very, very hot cake in the market, which is Azure BI. But this is a hot cake. And if you keep your resume, I would say you will get at least 5 or 10 calls a day minimum. That's a huge demand, but for that you need to be good in the databases again.
Okay.
So the learning order, which most of them, so they do is, so they start with Tableau, they go with the Power BI, and then they go to Azure BI. So this is the order which most of them follow. It's not my preference, but most of them they try to do in this fashion, upgrading the skill set.
Okay, that sounds good. Thank you.
Okay, and so request you, so everyone, so share your email IDs and the contact numbers so that you can get the updates. So this is a message from the admin.
Hello.
Yes, madam, please go ahead.
Yeah, sorry. Actually, I'm I'm not attending the class, but in between, actually, I was listening to the class with and the questions what you're explaining. So my wife is attending the class, but I have some doubt actually. So regarding myself, so I have around 10 plus years of experience, and I'm working as a lead, software QA lead actually. So is there any scope that if I move to side Tableau side actually? So is there any possibility that will I get the same position, something like lead, and so how to
So
uh,
10, yeah,
yeah,
I got your point. So 10 plus in, just a second.
yeah, I'm into healthcare side actually.
Okay, you are into healthcare again. And before healthcare, any other domains?
It's a documentum domain.
Okay, documentation. Okay.
Documentum.
So
It's
document. Okay.
yeah,
Did I?
it's a content storage.
Yeah, I got that. Yeah, because even we have this in our company. Okay, so your number is pretty high, and so if you want to really get into the reporting side, so again you have to be one advantage here. What I can say you is the title. So title is already the lead. So you can just convert this to Tableau. So you can say here, so you are working same as a lead analyst. So you just have to change your title, number one.
Okay.
And you need to be, again, as I said, very good in SQL again. So this is a
So
mandatory because number. Go ahead, go ahead. I couldn't hear you. Okay, did I lose you? I couldn't hear you. Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you, I think.
Yeah, I can hear something now. So you have to convert your last 4 years of current profile to reporting side. So you have to say that from last 4 years, I'm into the reporting side. So you have to do that. Otherwise, it is very difficult because the number is pretty high. And apart from this, you would also need to know something about BA, that is business analyst. So what does these people do? Because your role is QA lead, so business analyst is also part of your job. And so what is about SDLC, STLC, and what is the role of a business analyst? Then you can go with this position, BA plus the reporting side. So you can apply for these positions here. So you have to go with the roles as the Tableu developer along with some idea about the business analyst. And you can get into the reporting side very easily, but you should be working 50% on talking to the customers and 50% leading your teams to build those reports. So you have to play two activities here. So this will be your role if you are putting 10 plus years of experience with a lead position. So you need to know about the product owner. So what is a Scrum? And I would say you also should be aware of Scrum Master. So what is the role of a Scrum Master? And preferably, if you can do these certifications, then that is also very good. So PSM or CSM, Professional Scrum Master or Certified Scrum Master. So if you have these certifications, definitely you can get into a very good position with very good package as well. So these are some requirements for you if you want to switch your career.
Sorry, I got disconnected.
Yeah, hello. Oh, sorry, sir. Actually, I was disconnected due to network issue.
Oh, I see.
So I was, yeah. So
Can you
you are
please?
Yeah,
explaining actually be a lead to lead analyst.
right. I mean, after point 3, you have to know something about the role of a business analyst, what these fellows do, and it's always preferable if you can complete this certification, PSM or CSM,
Okay.
and you can get into this position. So at the end, you can get into this position where you always spend your time with the clients, customers, and you also lead a team of developers, because you have to now lead, because you are a lead, so you have to lead a team of developers and parallelly act like a mediator between your client and your company.
Okay.
And the salaries, I would say you can expect around 18 lakhs. That's it.
Actually, my salary is almost near to that. I'm getting around 15.8.
Okay, okay. Yeah, I mean, this is the minimum, I would say, but you can
Okay.
always project more if you are certified and if you play multiple roles. Yeah, you are very good at that. So you can expect more. This is a minimum, I would say.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So thank you.
Right? But after 10 plus, so don't expect too high numbers here.
Okay.
The
That's
maximum
true.
pay is 22 lakhs. This will be the maximum cap.
Okay.
You cannot go beyond that. If you want to go beyond that, you should get into the senior manager positions like that, right? So
Like,
just
okay.
lead,
Yeah.
not doing that. Okay, and
Thank you.
let's look. Yeah, sure. So Varaprasad, Siva Prasad. Okay, you are from MSc.
Hi Pradeep. Hi Pradeep sir. This is Deepthi.
Okay, please go ahead.
Hello. Yeah.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah. I used to work in the US for UHG for a couple of years in the healthcare domain.
Okay,
Yeah. Earlier,
go ahead.
before that, I worked as a elementary teacher. That means this UHG is for healthcare domain. I used to work as a senior medical coder. Yeah, now I don't. I just want to shift my career.
Mm-hmm. How much
Yeah.
experience you can?
I for senior coder I have 2 years experience. This is entirely in the United States, not in India.
Okay, so convert that 2 years completely into Tableu.
Okay, just a point. Earlier, in the US, the system goes like we'll be hired as a contractors, and then later we'll be hired as a permanent employees. I was lucky enough to get into the permanent role, but due to some visa concerns, I moved back here. So I have two. That means two. I can say certifications like that. For that means company or offer letters like that. I have one from contractor and one from the UHG. There will be any problem with that?
So if I understand your question, you are into permanent roles now, and
Yeah,
you are
I was into. Now I moved back, so I'm not working right now.
okay. So you can just remove your prior experience and directly keep Tableu. But because you are in US, you can try as a fresher as well in Tableu.
Okay.
And
Okay,
because
that means
there are some opportunities on Tableu freshers because you are in US, yes, you should be able to get a couple of interviews, not more. Still, there are fair amount of chances.
okay. So that means you were suggesting me to apply as a fresher here, right?
Right. Yeah. So now you are in US or in India?
India. I'm in India. I came back before the lockdown, just before the lockdown.
I see. I see. And are you willing to do a job in US or in India?
India only. No, our visa is over, so we are planning to stay in India.
So then if it is India, so this doesn't work out. So you
Yeah,
have
that's
to
what I'm asking.
have some previous experience.
Yeah.
You have to claim some previous experience, but that is up to you. So if you can claim at least 1-2 years, then that would be very, very useful. And if you want
Okay.
to try as a fresher, but
No,
you
I
can
don't
try,
want to go as a fresher. I don't want to go as a fresher.
right? So you can get a salary of up to 5 lakhs, yeah, maximum.
Okay, and that
If you,
this is as a experienced, right?
yes.
Yeah, but the problem is when I join back in the Optum here, I'll get the same salary.
Yeah. So as the number
Yeah,
increases,
I
yeah.
just want to. I just want to go for experience. That's why I'm just want to inquire
Right.
everything before I step into it.
Right. So in the beginning, so the numbers will be very small, but as you
Yeah.
gain your experience, so these numbers multiply, not addition, but it will multiply based on your skill.
Okay, can I convert that 2 years experience in the US into Tableu, or there will be any problem?
Yeah, you can convert, but so be careful because you are claiming with the same original company. If you want to cross check with that, the background verification. So if you fail, you get into a problem.
Yes, that's what I'm thinking of. Thank
Right?
you so much.
Sure. And let's see here, Siva Prasad waiting
Hi,
long.
sir.
And hello, who is this?
Hello.
Siva.
Hi, this is Vikram here.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Hello.
Go ahead.
I have around 7 years of experience. So out of which I've been working in the MNC company. So wherein I have 6 years of experience in the BPO side. Then as an SME, then I move back to an internal IGP to IT side. So now I'm currently working as an PMO side. So if I learn a Tableau now, it would be a great chance to get an opportunity of a job into the Tableau side to have a more options for me to get into the Tableau.
Yeah, I mean, your background is completely different, so you can definitely try. I mean, with all technologies available currently in the market, this is one where it is little easy to switch over. But trust me, you will face some problems in the beginning. So first few months, because you are trying to shift to a new technology. But after your 3 months initial struggle, then you will have a very beautiful career in this. But
Okay,
then,
and how much of experience that I can put into the Tableau regime? That I mean, if I learn the course, I mean, it would be like 2 years or 3 years.
yeah, I would say that
Basic experience that I can upload.
I would say minimum keep this 3.5 if you can. So you have to
Okay,
validate yours once you take the course, and once you are confident that okay, I can claim 3 years or 3.5. This is an ideal one to get into a job.
okay,
Right, so some people say okay, 2 years is enough for me because I'm not very confident, so 2 years is fine, so they keep 2 years but still end up with good packages. So it's all about your confidence levels in facing the interview, because you never worked but you are claiming experience, so it depends on your confidence level how you
ah,
have to prove that.
okay, fine.
And sure, let me
Thank you.
talk to Shiva Prasad because he's from a long time. So just 1 minute, I'm just looking at the Shiva Prasad comment. Just give me 1 minute. So I'm 2014 geology, GIS mapping, interested in Tableu. Yeah, everyone is eligible. It doesn't matter. So I will tell you one thing, Shiva Prasad. We have a dentist. We have a dentist who is taking the course. All right, so he's from UK, and we have two such people. So one from India, one from UK, who are actually the dentist, and he's taking the course because he wanted to shift his career to the reporting side. So you can imagine, like, so the job requirements, and so they have a strong zeal to shift your career to the reporting side. So your background, I would say it really doesn't matter anytime, because you will be claiming the experience. So anytime if you claim your experience, and if you're confident enough, the background doesn't make any difference. All right, so any person, any background, so just face the interview with confidence, and you can get into a job with experience and with very good packages as well. So the background really doesn't make a big difference, but when you are having like more experience, like 10 or 8+ years of experience, then you have to carefully choose your next step, because you cannot completely shift it towards a new thing which you're not completely aware of it. But yeah, so because you are into GIS domain, so it is easy for you to shift your career. I know GIS domain have very less salaries, and I too have some GIS experience, like 6 months mostly, and I loved the technology, but the salaries are very less. So that was way back in 2003. So background doesn't really matter. Okay, and looking at the Praveen question, share the demo recording link also. Would like to go through again and take the decision. Okay, so Praveen, get in touch with the admin and the one who called you to join to this. So he will give you the recording session, because I
Okay, I
don't
got
have the app.
SMS actually. So
Yeah, get back to the same number, the SMS, and
okay.
he can.
Hello, sir. Good morning, sir.
Hey, good morning.
Sir, this is Mohan, sir. Completed MBA in 2007, sir. So is it any
2000.
problem? 7, sir.
No.
Senior professor become.
Okay,
Long back
and what?
completed, sir. MBA. And after that, I worked in finance department for 3.5 years, sir. And after that,
Okay.
I joined in inventory. Again, there is a gap. So last around 5 years, I'm not working, sir. Actually, I was into competitive civil preparation, sir.
So why you want to choose Tableu?
So now I want to do.
Get into IT field?
Yes, sir. We need to survive now, sir.
You need to survive. All right. So yours is a completely different profile. And so if you, how do you think about a database?
Sir?
Will you be
No.
comfortable learning databases now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So you have to spend at least 4 to 5 hours a day
Okay.
for 3 months. So if you are willing to do this and willing to learn this one very, very strongly, and you can learn some reporting tools. So and claim 4 to 5 years. Don't go beyond the 4 to 5 because it doesn't work. So if you can do this, then there's a chance.
Not able to hear you. Hello?
Okay, not able to hear me. Okay, can I mute everyone for a minute? Okay, let me just check that. Okay, so what I was telling is if you can spend 4 to 5 hours a day, because everything will be new for you, you need to get good understanding of the databases here. So at least one database, understand it thoroughly, and understand the Tableu thoroughly. And every day you have to go through the interview questions as well. So you have to start preparing from day one for 3 months, spend at least 4 to 5 hours a day. So again, you will stand a fair amount of chances to get an interview call. So this is what I can say.
Okay. And what is this Tableau consultant, sir? Actually, it's a development and admin. Sir. What is consultant in Tableau?
You have different naming conventions. It can be data analyst, it can be Tableau consultant, it can be data consultant, data analyst, business consultant. So you can get different naming conventions based on the company, but everything is the same.
Sir, I have joined in the middle of this 10:30, 10:20 like that, sir. In the class. Sir, we have any coding technical skills required, sir, for this?
Nothing, only SQL. So no coding is required. So no programming, no functions, no logics, no if conditions, sorry, no for loops available.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Sir, what is the chance of on-site, sir? We need to work from client, sir, or from specific company?
On-site, I would say you have like 50% of chances. But only reporting side, it is a very less chance. But if your role is also into interacting with the clients, so then you can expect the on-site very soon. Only Tableu, no, very less chances.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, and let's the final question. So this is from Raju, 3.5 years of experience, and yeah, 3.5 is fair enough. So you can claim 3.5 experience in Tableu. So that's not a problem. You can definitely go for any technologies, not only Tableu, you can go for any technology, whatever you want. Ideally, 3.5 is a good number.
Yeah, okay, sir.
Okay. So yeah, we have, I think we answered most of the questions. So just a final reminder from the admin here. So please share the mobile numbers because some numbers admin don't have that. So please share your numbers and the email IDs for further contacts. So we will be starting the session by Wednesday, 8:30 a.m. All right. So thank you very much. Talk to you on Wednesday. Have a good day. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.